Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kwakadash. Double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles, Grimmy Stone Ruel, to the accurate and the falcons of the earth, preaching the gospel from Ashak Yahushai in sincerity and truth and diligence of mind. Yeah, yeah, man, like, it's just speechless, man, when it comes to the wickedness of our people. It's all according to prophecy. And they just let you know that to fear the Lord is wisdom, man. And, folks are just in a rush, man, to make it quick, to get rich quick. Always trying to finesse, their own brethren, man. And that's why, these acts of violence keeps happening, man. There's always one person trying to get over the next person. And that results, in tragedy. And that's what happened in this so-called so-called exchange, man. Your so-called commercial transaction, man. Jake just can't afford being Jake. Always want to supplant. Yeah, and that's the reason why. Let me just play the clip real quick and I get some precepts.
Meetup gone horribly wrong. 2 people killed, all over a dirt bike. The shootout happening in Athens on Monday in a neighborhood just off of Atlanta Highway. CBS 46's Barmel Lyon. She joins us live in Athens tonight with the latest. Barmel, good evening.
Good evening, Sean. Police say the Facebook Marketplace swap was not a drive-by, but rather an exchange that took a deadly turn. This tragic event, a grim reminder to take precautions when buying anything from anyone online.
My grandkids said, Grandma, get back. They shooting down there.
A Facebook Marketplace swap takes a turn and shots go flying.
It was a pow, 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 yes. 6 times.
According to police, 21-year-old Casey Parton and his 24-year-old brother, Tyler, came to an Athens Stonehenge subdivision to purchase a dirt bike advertised on Facebook Marketplace from 16-year-old Ashawn Adams. But something went wrong and shots were fired. A neighbor says the exchange of gunfire was frightening.
She just said, Grandmother, please, I'm crying. It's dead. Is related around here.
16-year-old seller Ashawn Adams was pronounced dead at the scene, taken to the hospital, dying 2 days later as a result of his injuries.
You just don't know what to do now. It's just certain things you don't really need to buy from people out the street because you don't know what it is.
Athens Clark County Police Department reminding the community to put safety first when meeting strangers.
Yeah, and that's why the Lord of Mashiach Yahushua has to come back, man, because, the bad blood between our people is just mind-boggling. But, hey, that's the corruption, man, that we're trying to overcome in these last days, man. 2/3 of our people just got to go, all right, because, the Most High is fed up with two-thirds of Israel. And, as long as 2/3 exist, this is exactly what you're going to have taking place on a daily basis, all right? So I'm going to read a quick precept. It's going to be from the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17, all right? Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17. And it reads, Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart, for thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. Yeah, so it's crazy, man. It's crazy, because, that brotherhood, man, that the Most High set in place is basically fractured right now. And, the Lord Hamashiach Yahushua sent the Spirit to build it back up. That's between the elect, of the 12 tribes of nation of Israel, between the so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans, and the so-called Negroes. The Lord has to build back that brotherhood, and whoever is left out, we have to deal with the label of being a 2/3. That's why we pray that we're not of that number of those condemned. All right. So It's a simple requirement, man. The Lord tells you that thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke him and not suffer sin upon him. So, brothers have to check each other out, man, and stop trying to be a supplanter, man. Brothers need to grow in the spirit and stop trying to be of this world. And I also got to get a quick precept from the book of Sirach, chapter 27, verse 2. It says, verse 1. It says, many have sinned for a small matter, and he that seeketh for abundance will turn his eyes away from what? From the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, all right, from wisdom, okay? And then it says, as a nail sticketh fast between the joinings of the stone, so that sin sticketh close between buying and selling. Yeah, so you can't have a productive society that's based upon one person trying to get over the next person. You're just going to keep on having complaints and incidents of violence. And this is a good example, man. One person was trying to be the big man and take over the whole transaction, but it didn't go as planned, man. It doesn't really matter what the detail is. As long as the result is there and it ended badly, that's good enough, So that's why folks got to be careful, man, of who you conduct business with, man, because there's just too much shadiness among our people. So another precept I would like to read is going to be from the book of Proverbs, chapter 1. I'm going to read from verse 17, all right, to verse 19. It says, surely in vain is the net spread in the sight of any bird, and they lay wait for their own blood, they lurk privily for their own lives. So are the ways of everyone that is greedy of gain, and take it away. Okay, I read verse 19 again. So are the ways of everyone that is greedy of gain, which taketh away the life of the owners thereof. Yeah, so folks will always fall into that trap, man. They always want to be Mr. Get Rich Quick, Mr. I'm smarter than you, and all that stuff. They end up being the victim of their own machinations, man. So that's why we tell brothers, man, just let bygones be bygones, man. You don't have to try to be a conning businessman, man. Just stick with what's required. That's it. Walk that straight and narrow when it comes to being a businessman, all right? So that way you're gonna avoid the pitfalls, man, of this society. You've seen the pitfalls of Edom, so why do you want to go along that path? So the book of 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 10 tells us, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from faith, and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. All right, and that's what happens, man, when folks that claim to have faith in the Lord Mashiach Yahushai get tempted, to try to be a supplanter in this world, and end up paying the consequences, man. So we just tell our people, man, that are willing to get right, let go from the immortal thoughts, all right? Stop trying to be Mr. I'm a good hustler, man, that I could finesse people. You see videos of folks getting finessed and all that, man. You poor and shady advertising, and that's not right. And the Lord already said that, in Galatians chapter 6 verse 7, the Most High is not mocked, for whatever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So final precept will be from the book of Proverbs chapter 17 verse 19. He that loveth transgression, right? He that loveth transgression, no, I read it properly. Proverbs chapter 17, verse 19. He loveth transgression that loveth strife, and he that exalteth his gate seeketh destruction. And is that clear? He loveth transgression that loveth strife. That's the mindset of being a bum, and always about drama, man. Always about negativity. Always about bad energy, bad vibes. That's why we have to push that mindset away far from us, man. And he that exalted his gate seeketh destruction. All right. So when folks always trying to be up to no good, man, trying to be on a quick come up, that's what happens, man. Violence, violence, violence. So that's the point there, Akim. Always take this as a lesson, man, that our people need to need to grow up, man, and stop trying to be con artists, man. Being a con artist does not benefit no one in this fate. Shalom.